Usually on Good Friday, here at Kibworth, the chapel will be overflowing with activity. The church will be filled with craft tables. In the schoolroom next door, children will be making their Easter gardens, decorating cakes and biscuits, creating their own stained glass windows out of baked boiled sweets. There will be hot cross buns, tea and coffee. For many of the youngsters who come along, the Easter edibles don't make it home, but that's just fine. Today we are left only with the distant echo of the children who were here earlier in the week, as the preschool continues to meet and support the children of key workers. This morning feels so very different, but we thought the message intended for those in church at 11:30 might be shared another way. We'll start with a prayer, then a reading, then a short reflection, before ending with a closing prayer. Loving God, our thoughts turn to the cross. We rejoice in the love it represents, the sacrifice offered for us, that we might experience life in all its fullness. We celebrate the forgiveness it represents and the new beginning we are offered. We praise you for the liberating power of love we discover at the cross, which was and is displayed for all the world. Amen. Our lesson is from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 15, beginning at verse 25. It was the third hour when they crucified him. The written notice of charge against him read, "The King of the Jews." They crucified 2 robbers with him, one on his right and one on his left. And the scripture was fulfilled which says he was counted with the lawless ones. Those who passed by hurled insults at him, shaking their heads and saying, "So, you who are going to destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, come down from the cross and save yourself." In the same way, the chief priests and the teachers of the law mocked him amongst themselves. "He saved others," they said, "but he can't save himself. Let this Christ, this King of Israel, come down now from the cross, that we may see and believe." Those crucified with him also heaped insults on him. At the 6th hour, darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. And at the 9th hour, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which means, my God, why have you forsaken me?" When some of those standing near heard this, they said, "Listen, he's calling Elijah." One man ran, filled a sponge with wine vinegar, put it on a stick and offered it to Jesus to drink. "Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes to take him down," he said. With a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last. The curtain in the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. And when the centurion, who stood there in front of Jesus, heard his cry and saw how he died, he said, "Surely this man was the Son of God." On a busy workday morning, a young musician takes his place in a Washington metro station. Between the shoeshine boy and the newspaper kiosk. He wears jeans, t-shirt, and a Washington Nationals baseball cap. He opens his violin case and removes the instrument. He empties his pocket of loose change, dropping the coins into the open case as seed money. He begins to play. Bach and Mozart, mostly. He plays for 43 minutes, during which time 1,093 people pass by. They're all in a hurry. They're on the way to work. They're thinking about the day ahead, about meetings and the workaday stuff. A few pause. 7 stop for more than a minute. And one person, just one person, recognises who this is. It's the eminent American violinist Joshua Bell. During this metro station recital, playing incidentally on a Stradivarius violin, he took just over $37. 2 nights before, he had played the Boston Symphony Hall. Average tickets price, $100. On that one morning, in a Washington metro station, just one person was attuned to hear. On a hill outside the city of Jerusalem, a young man is put to death in the most brutal way. He is pinned to a cross between 2 criminals. There's more than the usual gathering to see this, for this young man has somehow touched the soul of the people, and that's what made him dangerous. Some hurl insults his way. A few, close friends and family maybe, linger. He dies comparatively quickly, as though his life was far spent before this day. And one person, just one person, recognises him for who he is. The one who marks him out is the Roman centurion, the man charged with seeing this thing through. He's likely to be an experienced battle-hardened soldier, thick-skinned and hard-boiled. But something touches him deeply. Is it that this man, all too conveniently convicted, they say, doesn't scream his innocence, doesn't curse those who curse him? Or is it that he seems to carry so much more than his own body weight? That he speaks words of forgiveness between rasping breaths. Unlike anyone he has ever nailed to a cross in this God-forsaken place, this man looks beyond and seems to draw to himself all agony and pain and brokenness. As we travel in our imagination to that place of suffering, what do we see? Perhaps his at oneness with the pain and fears of humanity, or the anger and fury that are met with love. That violence might somehow be extinguished, denied the oxygen of reciprocated hatred. However we see it, can we affirm with the centurion that he really was and is and ever shall be the Son of God? On a metro station concourse, the folk who passed on through failed to listen to the wondrous music and failed to believe what they heard. On this day of all days, may we strain to listen beyond the dissonant noise of a fearful age, to hear Christ's words of forgiveness and take them as our own. That we might discover in his brokenness our remaking. A closing prayer. Loving God, through your Son you walked the way of the cross, each step leading you to suffering, humiliation and death. We begin to understand that you did this for us, that we might be rescued, ransomed, released. Open our hearts to the wonder of your love. Help us to grasp what it cost you and what it offers us. So help us to respond with grateful hearts in joyful service for your glory. Amen.
From heaven you came, helpless babe, entered our world, your glory veiled, not to be served, but to serve, and give your life that we might live. This is is our God, the servant King. He calls us now to follow Him, to bring our lives as a daily offering of worship to the servant King. This is our God, the servant King. He calls us now to follow Him, to bring our lives as a daily offering of worship to the servant King. Come see His hands and His feet, the scars that speak of sacrifice, hands that flung stars into space, to cruel nails surrendered. This is our God, the servant King. He calls us now to follow Him, to bring our lives as a daily offering of worship to the servant King. So let us learn how to serve